Alright, bit of a different video today. We've got two boxes, and they're two different boxes in front of us. We have the 2024 Upper Deck PWHL First Edition Hobby Box and the 2024-25 Upper Deck PWHL Hobby Box, the kind of revamped version for the second season. We're now in our third season, and we're going to be doing a comparison of the two products, what you can find in the first one, the second one, which one's better, which one's worse, and just talk about the difference, because a lot of people get confused because we got 2024 here, but we also have 2024 here. So what's going on? Well, I can tell you the main difference is in the Young Guns. So the Young Guns for the first edition are not necessarily Young Guns, but it's hard to say because it was the first season of the league. They kind of took it as an opportunity to give some of the more notable names that Young Guns card that they never had. Examples like Sarah Nurse, Kendall Coyne, Alex Carpenter, Natalie Spooner, Mary-Philippe Poulin, and Aaron Ambrose. They also did actually give out like legit Young Guns, like I think Emma Malte is a good example of that. But overall, it's kind of like your more legacy, your more intro to the PWHL box. And I think it was a really solid product. Initially priced way too low. They priced it between 100 and 200, I want to say. Now to pick up one of these boxes, you're looking at 400 Canadian at least. Then rolled around this version, which many people saw it as a downgrade just because of the big names that you saw in the first box here. You didn't get those in the second one. Some of those Young Guns include Sarah Fillier, which was obviously a solid pickup, but then you got Claire Thompson was in there, Elle Hartje, Gwyneth Phillips. Definitely kind of a step down from the first edition, which was to be expected and to be expected in all future iterations if they do come out. The problem here was it was priced at kind of the resale price of this first box. So you're looking at about $300 to $400 to pick up one of these guys. Now eventually it did tone down a lot. Now to pick one of these guys up, it's probably about $200, $250 on a good day. So the market kind of regulated itself. However, collectors were ultimately just disappointed. The other key difference here is what you can actually find inside besides the Young Guns. So in the first edition, they kept it very, very simple. 6x12, same layout in both boxes, but the key difference was you only had two inserts to go around here. You had your Dazzlers, I think it was just Dazzlers Blue if I'm not mistaken, and then you had your UD Portraits. You had some parallels going on there, but two inserts to go around in this entire box, and then you're just looking at base and Young Guns. So a very limited kind of set here, but of course you had those bigger Young Gun names to chase. In this guy, well, they took it a step up, not as far as the flagship NHL set, but you got a lot more options to go around. Dazzlers, of course, and UD Portraits being two of them, but they also brought in a new insert, Elevated Talent. And for each of these different ones, including Dazzlers, you had at least two different parallels. So ton of variety to go around, which meant that they could produce so many more boxes, which also meant that the product was a lot more diluted. Now the final key difference here, what they brought in with this new version, is autographs. Now I'll be the first to say, if you get an autograph, you are the luckiest person alive. There's not that many to go around. I don't believe they're numbered, but they are super rare. And it would have been nice to have that with some of the key Young Guns that you had in this set here. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the differences between these two boxes here. Both very good products, just there's always going to be misalignment between the company that produces these cards and the collectors. But all that being said, still some good products, and we're going to go check them out right now. Let's dive into the first edition first, and then we'll crack open the newer edition. All right, starting off with the first edition here, as I mentioned, we got a 6x12 layout. So not a ton of cards to go around, but enough given the size of the league and how many players there are. I mean, in this iteration, I believe there was only 6 teams. So that means it's not going to be the case, but on a strictly math basis, you're looking at 12 players per team, which is a lot given that there's only about 18 players on each team. Let's go ahead and crack open pack number 1 of the first edition PWHL hobby box. Starting this one off with Aaron Frankel, and here's a look at our base card, identical to the NHL flagship variant in 2024-25, I want to say, or 23-24, one of those, but nothing really different there. The key difference here is that we don't have our team logos and names yet. We're still rocking with PWHL and then City, so Boston for this one. And we got Savannah Harmon from Ottawa, Elaine Chuli from Montreal, Lexi Agia from Boston, Liz Sheppers from Minnesota, and looks like we got an exclusives parallel here, kicking off pack number 1. Samantha Kogan, numbered 6 out of 100. There you go. So that's one thing I didn't mention. In both of these variants, the first edition and the newer one, you're pretty much guaranteed to get at least one exclusives or deluxe kind of parallel of base or young guns or whatever it may be. You're also guaranteed 2 young guns in each box here for both variations, as well as 1 outburst parallel. Now, obviously the hope is that that outburst parallel ends up being outburst red or outburst gold, so you get some numbering going on, but it's not guaranteed, of course. Lee Stackline starting off this one, Maddie Rooney, Callie Flanagan, Abby Rock, GNC Rose, and looks like we got our first young gun. It's gonna be Emily Clark from Ottawa. Not a terrible pickup. There's our first of 3 young guns, because that outburst is going to be a young guns for sure. Ab Strider starting us off here. Then we got Jay Downey Landry, Kristen Campbell up next, Susanna Tapany, Jamie Bourbonnais, and Brianne Jenner. 2 Ottawa young guns, and that'll wrap up our young guns kind of expedition here. Obviously still waiting for that outburst, but as far as base young guns go, that's all she wrote. Still on the lookout for 2 dazzlers, 2 portraits, and that outburst. And I think actually we get a 3rd young gun in this first edition, if I remember correctly. But Lauren Gable, Hannah Brandt, Micah Zandy Hart, Katerina Mrazova, Daryl Watts, and looks like a portrait. It's gonna be Alex Carpenter from New York. In both editions, we're very likely to see duplicates of some of these base cards, just given that there's not that many to go around in the first place. Totally makes sense. Emrance Mashmeyer kicking this one off. Victoria Bach, Nicole Hensley, Laura Stacy. Looks like we got a portrait on the back there, and I think it's a parallel. Looks like a gold parallel, so we'll take a look. It's going to be Kelly Panic from Minnesota, numbered 129 out of 299, gold parallel. Good stuff. Gotta be approaching the halfway point of this box now. Starting this one off with Chloe Arard, Teresa Schaffsall, Natalie Bookbinder, Hannah Miller, Elizabeth Giguere, and our 3rd UD portraits of this time, Kelly Panic, same one, just no parallel, no number this time. So that's 3 UD portraits now. Still no dazzler, so we're on the lookout for at least 2 of those. 1 young gun, 1 outburst. Good count going here. Kayla Kava kicking this one off. Akane Shiga, Teresa Venisheva, Sophia Kunin, Samantha Kogan, and looks like we got a... Is this a base parallel, perhaps? Yeah, deluxe. It's gonna be Sophia Kunin, again, from Minnesota, 164 out of 250. It's our 2nd base parallel there. Chances of a high gloss now are very rare. Did manage to pull a high gloss in my last box of the 2nd edition, which was pretty cool. All right, definitely past the halfway point here. Starting this one off with Melissa Channel, Ashton Bell, Kaylee Fratkin, Kennedy Marchment, Kelly Panic, and looks like our 3rd and final young guns, Sarah Nurse from Toronto. That is a solid pickup, one of the most sought after young guns in this box besides the obvious ones, Marie-Philippe Poulin. We'll take that. So that was our 3rd young gun. Still looking for that outburst young gun, and still looking for 2 dazzlers here. Like they've made their way to the back of the box. Definitely due for 1 though. Kelly Babstock starting this one off. Corinne Schroeder, Jill Saulnier, Rebecca Leslie, Claire Dalton, and another young gun, no variant. It's gonna be Taylor Heisey, the 2024 playoff MVP, as you can see right here. So that's a solid pickup. That's our 4th young gun, no parallel. Unless I missed something, which I don't think I did, but we'll take that. 3 packs remaining here. Still no outburst young gun. I'm hoping we still have it in the tank here. And still no dazzlers. So, I mean, I'm not as upset about that. Kayla Kava, Kane Shiga, Teresa Venisheva, lots of duplicates, Sophia Kunin, Samantha Kogan, seen all these before, and our 4th UD portraits, this time of Brianne Jenner from Ottawa. Interesting kind of layout that we got going on here. Down our last 2 packs here. Still no dazzlers, still no outburst. Really can't get scammed on this one because this box was expensive. Aneta Teralova starting this one off. Jamie Lee Rattray, Abby Levi, Madison Packer. I still don't see an Outburst or a Dazzler. I see a regular Young Guns there. Renata Fost. And this regular Young Guns is going to be Ella Shelton Deluxe. Ella Shelton Deluxe, New York, numbered 219 out of 250. I'm not going to complain about a Deluxe Ella Shelton. That's a solid pickup. But I am going to complain that we didn't get an Outburst. Love the Outburst Young Guns. And no Dazzlers. Don't really, not too upset about that, honestly. But really was hoping for that Outburst Young Gun. I guess Deluxe is technically better. It's more rare. But I just feel like as a collector, I appreciate the Outburst a lot more. And there it is. There's the Outburst. So let's hide that. So it looks like we went through this entire box with no Dazzlers, which interesting, kind of all got replaced with the UD portraits. But yeah, let's close out this box here. Kelly Babstock, Corrine Schroeder, Jill Saulnier, Rebecca Leslie, Claire Dalton, and our Outburst Young Guns is going to be Hillary Knight from Boston, the captain of Boston there. Solid pickup. That's a wrap for the first edition PWHL hobby box there. Like I said, amazing product that they first came out with, and it's hard to kind of perfect the first edition for something as unique as this, but they did a pretty decent job here. Let's take a look at what we pulled. We got our Hillary Knight Outburst Young Gun that waited until the very end to show up. Ella Shelton Deluxe Young Gun, which is a really solid pickup. We got a ton of these portraits. Taylor Heisey Young Gun, Sarah Nurse Young Gun. Like I said, the Young Gun class in this box was just stacked overall. Obviously, you're not going to miss with that. Sophia Coonan, we got a deluxe base there, nothing to write home about. Kelly Panic, and then Kelly Panic again. UD portraits, gold parallel, number to 299, solid pickup. Alex Carpenter, there's our fourth portrait there. And we got some more Young Guns that I honestly forgot about. Brianne Jenner and Emily Clark. So a ton of Young Guns. Let me see how many we actually got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the Outburst is 6. One of them was the deluxe. That's just a solid showing there. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. We'll dive into the next edition now. All right, now the second iteration, 24-25 PWHL hobby box. Let's see what we can find inside. It's the same layout, 12 by 6, 12 packs, 6 cards per pack. Now, obviously, as you notice, there's a bit of a weird skew in terms of Young Guns in that last one. Hopefully we get the same one in this, but from my experience, you're only looking at about 3 Young Guns and then that 1 Outburst, so 4 total. But the biggest difference is price. And the other big difference is the Young Guns. So as you can see by the box here, they're heavily advertising Sarah Fillier as the top chase card, I guess, in this box, and that's correct. Biggest difference, as I mentioned in the intro, well, we got autographs in here, different Young Gun class, cheaper box. I think that pretty much sums it up. We got another insert as well, the elevated talent insert, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. So let's crack it open, see what we can find. So here is a look at our base card. Different looking than the previous one, obviously up to date with the NHL flagship set of 24-25. And the other difference is now we've got player pictures with the actual jerseys with the logos. We've got the team name, Scepters at the bottom here. Natalie Spooner, by the way, perfect start here. Sirens, Jamie Bourbonnais, then we got Daryl Watts, Lena Mueller, Jocelyn LaRocque. And our first hit of this box is going to be a Young Guns from the Sirens. It's not Sarah Fillier though, it's gonna be Elle Harchie from the Sirens. So wrong Sirens player there, unfortunately, but an Elle Harchie Young Guns isn't too bad either, so we'll take it. And there we go, 11 packs left, and we're already down 1 Young Gun, which means probably only have 2 more to go. Jumping right into pack number 2, starting off with Abby Levi, Hannah Miller, Gabby Hughes, Jamie Lee Rattray, Emily Clark, and is that a Dazzlers? Looks like a blue Dazzlers, and it's going to be of Alina Mueller from the Fleet, just a blue Dazzlers. Pack number 3, starting off with Grace Zumwinkle, Susanna Tapany, Micah Zandy Hart, Emirates Mashmeyer, Chloe Erard, and there's our Outburst. Already, pack number 3, we got our Outburst Young Guns. Please be a Sirens player. That's a C. Probably the charge. It's gonna be Gwyneth Phillips. You know what? Not bad. It's probably the second best Young Guns you can pull in this box. Gwyneth Phillips, Outburst Young Guns. I actually already have 2 of these. Don't mind a third. we'll take it. I believe these are going for about $100 a piece, or at least they were at the start of the season before the charge turned up and showed us what we saw at the start of last season. Nothing too outstanding. So maybe it's gone down now, but have to take a look. Either way, solid pickup. Sophie Jacques kicking this one off. Emma Malte, Abby Rock, Hannah Brandt, and we got Ella Shelton. And is that another Young Guns here? And it's going to be from the Victoire. It's going to be Jennifer Gardner. Just a base Young Guns from the Victoire. Nothing too crazy, but we'll take it. My last one of these boxes that I opened up, I actually pulled a high gloss of Ella Shelton. Was a base, no Young Gun, unfortunately, in this iteration, but a high gloss is a high gloss, and we'll take it. Marie-Philippe Poulin starting this one off. Good start there. Claire Dalton, Blair Turnbull, and Renee Desbiens, Savannah Harmon, and looks like an elevated talent, I believe. It's gonna be number 40 of the Scepters, Blair Turnbull, captain of the Scepters, elevated talent, just a base insert there. Close to the halfway point here, Rebecca Leslie kicking this one off, Laura Stacy, Teresa Benisheva, Kristen Campbell, Taylor Heisey. Looks like we got a gold parallel on the back here. I think it's a portrait to me of somebody on the Scepters there, or sorry, on the Sirens. Can be gold beauty portraits, 389 out of 399. Alex Carpenter from the New York Sirens. We'll take it. All right, we are officially at the halfway point. We have 6 packs remaining here. I think we've maxed out our Young Guns, honestly, but you know, there's always one more. There's always one more. Aaron Ambrose starting this one off, run out of fast. Corrine Schroeder, Katerina Mrazova, Teresa Schaffsal, and our second Blue Dazzlers, it's going to be of Abby Rock from the Sirens. All right, next up, Sophie Jacques again, Emma Malte again, Abby Rock. We got Hannah Brandt and Ella Shelton. No high gloss this time, but we got another Young Guns here, and I see an S, but I see a J, and that's not. I need 2 S's there, and that's not gonna happen this time around. Be from the Scepters, Julia Gosling. Just a base Young Guns there. Again, nothing crazy. We'll take it. Still got 3 packs left. 4 packs left, actually. Still an opportunity here to pull what we're looking for, or something even cooler. I still have yet to pull. Actually, I've pulled 1 Outburst Red in my entire box opening career. Elaine Chuley kicking this one off. Aaron Frankel, Maddie Rooney, just a goalie pack there. Kendall Coyne, Schofield, Alex Carpenter, and that's another elevated talent insert. This time it's going to be of Daryl Watts from the Scepters. A nice purple Dazzlers, or pink Dazzlers, whatever they're called, would also be pretty nice here. I think it's pink Dazzlers, but it could be purple. Aaron Ambrose, Renata Fast, Corrine Schroeder, Katerina Mrazova. We've seen all of these before. Looks like a Blue Dazzlers again. Blue Dazzlers. It's going to be Jocelyn LaRocque from the Scepters. That's 3 Blue Dazzlers now. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to mix it up there, but we still got 2 packs left here. See if we got any heat left in this box. Starting this one off with Brianne Jenner, Sarah Nurse, Maureen Murphy, Nicole Hensley, Lee Steckline, and the Young Guns. Another Young Guns, and I see an S, but I think it's Scepters. It's an exclusives Young Gun of Nora Tulis from the New York Sirens again. I think it's the 3rd Sirens Young Guns, and no Sarah Fillier. That's what are the odds? What are the odds? But an exclusive numbered 17 out of 100. We'll take that for a Young Guns. Pretty good. The final pack of this box. No idea what to expect here. Could just be a 4th Blue Dazzlers, possibly. Let's see. I start off with Natalie Bookbinder, Hillary Knight, Kelly Panic, Michaela Grant Mentis, Megan Keller, and I'm not sure. Just a base UD portraits this time. What a way to close it out. Taylor Heisey, base UD portraits. And that's a wrap. I think there's an obvious winner in terms of which box came out ahead here in terms of the actual cards that we got. The first iteration was much better. the Young Guns, there's just a lot more good Young Guns, I guess, to go around. So that box just had that in its favor. But we're also can't ignore the cost perspective here. Same number of cards, same number of Young Guns realistically, at about half the price for this box, maybe even less if you're lucky. To give and take, obviously, like, that first box was just juiced in general. If I had to pick up another one, I'd probably pick up one of these because I know I have a shot at a Seraphilia Young Gun for $200 versus a shot at a Marie-Philippe Poulain card for $400. I have the same shot at both cards. The ROI is just better on this box. There's also autographs in this box. And the other thing I noticed when going through the cards was that these were in a lot better condition. Now that could just be I got a bad box there, but the Young Guns, none of them are gradable. They all had kind of whitening on the corners versus these ones are in pretty solid condition. They look a lot cleaner. Maybe that's just a design update. But anyways, that's kind of comparison on the two boxes there. My thoughts included. But yeah, leave it at that.